Heartbreak doesn't care who you are, right? It hits everyone, especially when you're trying to manifest something or someone specific. So you go through betrayal, unreturned love, disloyalty, and they all sting. You know, if you got snubbed by someone after a hello, I'm sure it hurt you. But here's the thing. It's not about them. It's about you. And I'm sure you've heard that. This pain isn't just random. It's showing you something. Misidentification. You've been thinking you are separate, on your own, apart from everyone else. But this is just not true. You're so much bigger. Who you truly are is consciousness or love. Maybe this feeling started when you were a kid or a teen, or when you were in college, or maybe just a few years ago. Maybe you've told yourself a story where you're always left out, always the second option, the last priority. You think you need to fix or change yourself to be better. I know I've been there several times. But here's the truth, you're not broken. You've just forgotten something important, and that is you are already whole. You don't need to be fixed. You need to recognize who you truly are. You are love through and through. You've just misplaced that knowledge, like a millionaire forgetting the combination to his safe. So I am Dr. Anilareddy, and you can check out my course, Manifest Love Boldly 2.0, linked in the description below, to get out of your head regarding all things related to love. And if you want just one-on-one sessions, you can always email me via hello@anilareddy.com. So coming back to this, when you start trying to fix someone else, that specific person or whoever the person is, physically or mentally, or push for a better version of them and yourself mentally, you're heading down a tricky path. So maybe you think cleaning up your thoughts about them will somehow earn you more love or improve your romantic relationship or your specific friendships. They're all relationships, right? It's like you're trading renovations for affection. But deep down, what you really crave is to feel united with them. What you really want, what we all want, including myself, is to dissolve that perceived gap between you and them and reveal your fundamental nature as love. So when people, including your specific person, shows you affection, you feel on top of the world, right? In these kind of moments. When they don't, you're crushed. You mistakenly believe that their affection is your source of love. Again, I've been there. I'm not like above you or anything. So rather than recognizing that love is fundamentally who you and I are. So this misunderstanding leads you to make up stories about love rooted in feelings of unworthiness or loss. So as long as the love flows to you, you're content. This is how we've been operating. When it dries up, you feel unloved. And then once again, you begin to chase. You chase with affirmations, you chase physically, mentally. You see yourself as lesser, not good enough. So the core issue here is trying to manifest love from a disempowered state, identifying as a separate ego self, which is a collection of stories, thoughts, and beliefs. So this approach keeps you stuck in a loop, always searching, never truly finding. So you're basically trying to manifest love from a state of lack, not recognizing that you are already whole. So when someone showers you with love, you're on top of the world, right? When they don't, you crash. You think the love comes from them, not realizing that you are love itself. So you're up when love's tap is turned on, down when it's not. Always forgetting love's real source, which is you. So this kicks off, obviously, a relentless cycle of chasing love. You're feeling always less than, you're never enough. So what slips past you? You're trying to conjure a loving relationship through affirmations and visualizations, but you're doing it all from a disempowered state, rooted in the belief that you are a separate, inadequate self. This is the root of your struggle. What we don't realize is that love is not a feeling or a thing that you can pass around. It's what you are. It doesn't come from someone else. It's the core of your being. It's your true self. So if you could see past the illusion of the separate ego self, you would find yourself standing in the truth of who you are, which is love, or consciousness, or awareness. Some people also call this God, or just isness, silence, the truth. But here's the kicker. You don't need to eliminate the ego, because it's about recognizing that the ego, this idea of a separate self, was a mirage all along. By seeing through this illusion continuously, you affirm your identity as awareness, as love itself, not through words, but by your actual recognition. Because love, it's the end of the line for separation. It's where the whole lover and loved game stops, where the us versus them drama goes off air. When you really love someone, properly love them, not just, lust after them. Whether it's for 5 minutes or 5 years, you're actually getting a sneak peek at your real self, which is pure love. So that is the moment you drop the ego self, the separate self, and chill in your true nature without any of those tiresome divides, right? So when you settle into your true nature, you'll see that love is not something handed to you. It's actually who you are. All that chasing and demanding from others, again, I've done it several times. Turns out you were after yourself the whole time. It's not that love is just within you. Love is you and everything else. Your body, your mind, feelings, the people around you, the earth around you. It's all love. It's all just love playing dress up. There's only one love, and everything from people to thoughts spring from it. So recognize and keep returning to this truth, and everything in your world, including your specific relationships, all relationships, including your thoughts, will mirror it back. So this is how you truly enjoy deep connections with others and yourself. Because remember, everything around you, including your thoughts, emotions, including your mind, all the brain waves, reflect who you believe you are. Are you the separate, limited self, or are you standing and embracing your true nature as love, awareness, or consciousness? They're all the same thing. So if you want to get really cozy with the essence of love, here's the straight shot, okay? Resting in, returning to, and recognizing yourself as love. That's what we need to do. Kind of sounds fancy, but it's very simple when we use what I call a guided pause. It's just a nudge back to this moment to recognize who you are. So just ask this question. Are you aware? Are you aware of the sounds around you? You'll say, yes, you are. You don't have to ask anyone else to check or confirm this, right? Now ask yourself, are you aware of just noticing that you're aware? Well, just recognize the answer is a solid yes, always. And there you are. The moment you said yes, you're basking in your own awareness, standing firm as love, consciousness, awareness itself. If you want more of these no-nonsense nudges, meaning these guided pauses, dive into my playlist. It's called a YouTube playlist. It's called guided pauses or under meditation. It's stacked with, these guided pauses, not those long traditional meditation sessions, but real talk to introduce you to the real you. Otherwise, also check out my Love Boldly 2.0 class linked in the description below. So, meeting someone new is not the start of a new relationship, okay? It's just a continuation of the relationship with yourself. Everywhere you go, there you are, reflected back to you, okay? Think of reality as a kaleidoscope, twisting and turning, showing you bits of yourself from every angle. You remember those? I think we had it when we were growing up. So in this kaleidoscope of life, dodging any reflection is impossible. Every turn, every twist, you're facing yourself. The parts of you that you ignore, criticize, or don't shower with love, well, they pop up, seemingly external, manifesting in the people you meet. It manifests as the thoughts you entertain. It manifests as the actions you take and the feelings you experience. Some people, reflect this more than others. Remember this division of inside and outside? It's pure illusion. Nothing is separate. It's all you. Just like an abstract sculpture that only makes sense from the right angle, your reflections might look twisted and warped at first. It's not that they are distorted. It's that you're not used to seeing yourself from these perspectives. It is all a reflection of who you are being. This happens because you've pushed certain parts of yourself into the shadows, labeled them as unlovable and unwanted. Now, the more you reject these parts, the more they surface in your life, reflected in the people you meet, the events you experience, and the situations you find yourself in. So you'll notice it in those around you, whether they're close or just passers-by, especially, like I said, those who kind of regularly bother you, irritate you, or those who put you on a pedestal, prop you up. It shows up vividly with the people who push your buttons. Maybe that specific person who's stingy with their attention, or that colleague who you only see once a month, but you can't stand. So switch up the people all you like, switch them up, keep doing that. But the same issues you've shoved aside or ignored in yourself will keep showing up, reflected back at you through others. So the more significance you place on someone, the more you expect them to be a certain way, the clearer these reflections become. Whether the person is close to you or not, it all depends on the pedestal you've put them on. So there is no external relationship to fix. Nothing, no relationship to obsess over or mentally remodel with brainwaves and thoughts. There's no need to force positive thoughts, correct your brainwaves, or flip your perceptions about someone else. The only relationship that truly needs your attention is the one with yourself, who you believe yourself to be. And I'll go one step further. It's not even about belief. It's about recognizing who you truly are. No, I'm not telling you to just love yourself, be gentle and respect yourself. Okay, those are fine, but they're just stepping stones. What I'm really driving at is this. What is the self you keep trying to patch up or change? What is it made of? Does it have a fixed spot? Is it even a real tangible thing? Certainly not. This self is just a cluster of thoughts, beliefs, and stories you've clung to for most of your life. It's this notion of a small separate self you've mistaken for reality. Is there genuinely a self out there that you need to fix? Absolutely not. What exists is the real you. This you is what we refer to as consciousness, awareness, the I am, or just I, or even God. This essence is infinite, without face or form, and fundamentally, it's love. I don't care what name you give it. There is no actual divide, no place where a so-called separate ego self begins. So there is no way to end the ego because it never begins. You see? Understanding this, you see that everyone around you is essentially a reflection of yourself. This is how you begin to see that everyone is you pushed out. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.